so much. I'm sorry we're getting started a few minutes late today. I really appreciate all of your patience. We've got some folks here. We've got someone from the Vallejo Times-Herald, and we're also going to be videotaping the class today. So if anybody has any issues or concerns with that, not a problem. We can seat you off camera. Is that okay for everybody?
No,
You want to be seen? Okay.
the camera's here.
Camera's right here. Get my good angle. Okay, so everybody, welcome to our class today. I am so happy and a bit sad to say that this is the last of our classes for our inaugural summer fermentation series. This is our 12th class here, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you all so much for being here, for supporting me on this crazy journey I decided to go down. When I first started, I had no idea if there would be an appetite for fermented foods and drinks, but you guys have been rock stars. I mean, we've had people travel in from San Francisco, Livermore, Pleasanton, Napa. I mean, it's just, the support has been overwhelming, and I feel so affirmed in all of this, and I feel so thankful and grateful for each and every one of you. So again, just huge round of applause to you guys. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. You guys are the lifeblood of this whole thing. So huge thanks. Show of hands, who here has taken a class with me before? Okay, thank you. I love seeing your shiny faces. Joan even made it out to the play that I was in Orinda. This is like quickly becoming a community, a supportive community that we're all here for each other. How about folks who have never taken a class with me before? Woo! I love some new faces. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we'll have some classes coming up in the next couple of weeks, and I'll keep you guys all informed about all of that. I mentioned that the class today is going to be videotaped, and should we turn down the music a bit, actually? Could we? So, I have exciting news. Because you guys have all been so supportive and so gracious and so encouraging, and realizing that people were coming far and wide from cities all across the Bay Area, I've decided to take a leap of faith and start recording these online courses and make them available for people. So other folks in Benicia who can't make it to one of our classes, or folks outside of the Benicia area, if they'd like to learn how to ferment from the comforts of their own home. So recording today's class is the first step in this next chapter, and I really just can't express how thankful I am that you guys are all here to be a part of this. Let's see. Should we talk about apple cider vinegar? That's why we're here, right? So just out of curiosity, who can tell me, and I'm gonna give out prizes, so I really encourage participation. Who here can share with me ways in which they currently use vinegar in their daily life, or maybe just about why they're excited to learn how to make apple cider vinegar from scratch?
Make pickles.
Pickles?
Yeah.
What's your experience with pickles?
What's that?
I think I misunderstood. You want to make pickles?
No, I use vinegar to make pickles.
Oh, you use vinegar to make pickles. Yeah, that's perfect. That's awesome. Anybody ever used it for a cleaning agent? Yeah?
Cleaning fly off the car after going to Burning Man.
What were you cleaning off?
Fly dust is just digs into everything, so it helps to clear it.
And the vinegar really got that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Has anybody?
Using acidics versus bases.
Yes, right. Yeah, that's right. And it works, and the proof is in the pudding.
Absolutely.
Have you guys ever tried to make apple cider vinegar from scratch before? No. Has anybody? I think one time. Do you remember what happened? Did it go well?
I think I tried to make it so that way I could capture fruit flies, like from scratch. I think I couldn't find any. I couldn't find any abroad, and so I tried to make it myself. But I think I just ended up using white vinegar.
And a little soap.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's
The many purposes of vinegar. You can eat it, you can clean with it, you can catch flies with it. I mean, hello. So first I want to talk a little bit about kind of the history of fermentation and why apple cider vinegar matters. who here has ever heard it's a good idea to take a spoonful of apple cider vinegar, it helps the gut? Yeah? Do you find that it makes a difference? Do you find that it helps in some way? Yeah. So this is some knowledge that we've had as human beings for thousands and thousands of years. I always like to say fermentation, it's the ancient art of fermentation now meeting the modern science, right? So we now know exactly what's going on during a fermentation process, but thousands of years ago, we didn't have the technology to know what was going on. But there were many, many astute people that immediately recognized the potential health benefits of apple cider vinegar. If anybody's ever heard of the Greek physician Hippocrates, also known as the father of medicine, 2,500 years ago, he was prescribing his patients an elixir of apple cider vinegar and honey, and he prescribed it for everything, to clean wounds, to help with digestion, to boost overall immunity. So he sensed that something powerful was going on in apple cider vinegar and fermented foods, and today we finally have the science to back up what people have been practicing for thousands and thousands of years. Random trivia question. Does anybody happen to know what they call this magical elixir, apple cider vinegar and honey? That's a good guess. Oxymel. Oxymel. I'm going to circle back to it at the end of the class. There will be a quiz. No, I'm kidding. But there will be prizes if you remember the Oxymel. But yeah, so the deal with fermentation is that for thousands of years, it wasn't seen as a hobby. It was seen as a means of survival. It's how you preserved your harvest, reduced waste, and it was your medicine, right? All of the great probiotics that come in fermented foods and drinks help our immune system in a variety of ways. Has anybody ever heard of the gut-brain axis? There's all of this recent science that shows that what's going on in our gut microbiome has direct impact onto our mental health, our mood, how we feel. Well, I always like to just point this out because I'm not here inventing fermentation. I'm just here to help you guys reconnect and rediscover fermentation. You'll think about our grandparents. They didn't eat probiotic pills, right? They got their probiotics by the foods that they consumed, the foods that they made in their own home, like the sauerkraut and the pickles and the vinegar. And fermentation and fermented foods and beverages haven't stopped being beneficial. They are still as good for us today as they were 3,000, 5,000 years ago, but something happened in the 1950s. Pop quiz, anybody tell me, what changed the game in fermentation in the 1950s? Yeah, freezer, refrigeration. Before refrigeration, we had to preserve our foods to keep them. You pick a cucumber, that thing's only going to last a week on the shelf, on your counter. But if you could put it through a process of fermentation, now that pickle is going to be stable for a year plus. It's also going to be packed with all kinds of nutrients and things that are good for us. So anyway, I don't want to be too much on a soapbox about it. I am not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. But I am here to say that, these are foods that we ate for thousands of years, and they serve good purposes. We've gotten away from them. And I'm just here to teach you guys some skill sets that hopefully empower you, inspire you, and get you back in touch with yourself, the foods that we eat, and the microbes that we have evolved along for thousands and thousands of years. So name out a couple things. What has anybody heard apple cider vinegar is good for? What kind of health benefits? Gut health, right? Right? It also helps lower your blood sugar. It can also help you lose weight. It speeds up your metabolism. It satiates your appetite in a way that you actually consume less calories at any one sitting.
The original GLP-1.
What is it called? The original
GLP-1, sorry.
I don't know what GLP. It's what? Oh, Ozempic. Yes, the original Ozempic. Yeah, no, but it's true. People have been looking for things to help their gut feel better, to help their immunity feel better, and to function at their highest level for years. And so vinegar is one of those fermented things. And I'm just so thankful that you guys are taking a look at what we've got going on today. So let's get into it a little bit. Like, how is the sausage made? Well, it's so simple, you cannot believe it. It's literally just water, sugar, and apples, and thyme. That's all you need. And vinegar goes through a 2-part fermentation process. The first part, you add the water, the sugar, the apples. You put it together in something like this. This has been sitting here for about 2.5 days. And this first process is about converting all of the sugars in these apples into alcohol. So in about 10, it's a 2-part process. So this has been fermenting for about, 13 days or whatever. And you can see the skins have started to get a little bit lighter. They're not so red anymore, more yellow, and the liquid is becoming darker. And if you want to open it up and pass it around, you'll notice it's got, actually, let me just do this one thing. You'll notice, not because I'm just giving it a shake, but I just want to, you'll notice that it smells a lot like apple cider. And it has alcohol in it. Still very sweet, very pleasant aroma. So if you wanted to drink this right now, that would be about a 3 to 4% alcoholic beverage.
Already?
Yep, after 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you open that up, do you say, does it mess it up? Do you release air? Does it need to be like airtight, or does it matter?
So it depends on what kind of fermentation you're doing. Some fermentations like oxygen. Some fermentations don't like oxygen. So if you're trying to make wine, you don't want any oxygen whatsoever. You want an anaerobic environment. But when we're making vinegar, we absolutely want oxygen involved. Because in oxygen, there is this other microbe called acetobacter. And once it comes into this alcoholic form, and it's exposed to the oxygen, acetobacter will find its way into the liquid, and the acetobacter eats the alcohol and turns it into acid. And that acetic acid is what gives vinegar its like signature tang. So that is the 2-part process. One, we're taking apples and turning them into hard apple alcoholic cider. That happens in about a week to 10 days. Then you're going to strain all of the solids out and let the liquid continue to ferment with just like a cloth on top, something breathable that oxygen can get in, for at least 3 to 4 weeks. So it's not an overnight thing, but again, I would argue that choosing the culture of convenience of the refrigerator over the culture of intention has a price to pay. So I'm not here to make any claims. I'm just here to get you kind of thinking about your choices and the types of foods that you want to put into your body. But that was a great question, yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about some of the ingredients we're using. All the apples that you see, I handpicked from my garden. And so I handpicked them all, I washed them all, but it is an organic garden, and organic products, if you find anything in there that you wouldn't want to eat, like if, little mark or a little bug or something, like just feel free to exclude it from your ferment, but I've quality inspected most of this, and I think we should be just fine. So the other ingredient that I'm gonna have you guys add to your mixture today is from, who knows Cepe Groves?
Oh.
Cepe, I know, love Cepe Groves, olive oil vinegar store, right down here on First Street in Benicia, and they make some pretty spectacular oils and vinegars. Some of the things I'm giving away are vinegars that they have graciously donated to us for the class today. There's also recipes in the back of your packet of how to use your apple cider vinegar. I think she had an apple cider vinegar stew, and then also a recipe for coleslaw using your apple cider vinegar. But today we are going to, fancy word, inoculate our jars with just a splash of this live, raw apple cider vinegar, because it already contains the acetobacter. So you don't need this for your fermentation, but I'm always in the business of making sure everybody has the most successful ferments possible. This guarantees and ensures that the second part of fermentation will kick off and we'll get the desired vinegar at the end of it all. So without further ado, I say we get chopping. And again, it's like so easy. I say in the recipe 4 to 5 apples. These apples are on the smaller side. So just fill it to 3/4 of your jar. And I would recommend cutting off the stems and cutting off the butts. Those parts of the apple don't tend to ferment very well. They have enzymes that make it a little bit mushy. But you can include every piece of that apple besides the stems in there. The core, the skins, the meat of it. So you guys just...
So it's okay to put the core in and everything?
You absolutely can put the core in.
Where do we start? What are we doing now?
What you're going to do right now is everybody grab a handful of apples, or just start with one. You're going to chop it up into chunks around this size. And you're going to fill your jar with apples about 3/4 of the way. Likely you will need more than 5. These are small apples. Huh? The seeds are fine.
Oh, the seeds are fine. Okay, I'm putting the seeds in.
The seeds are fine. I know there is nothing wrong about including the entire core. In fact, one of the coolest things about making apple cider vinegar is you guys are starting with beautiful, nice whole apples, but you can just use the scraps. Just use the skins, just use the core, whatever you've got left over that you were gonna throw away or compost anyway. You can just put some water and sugar in there, give it a little bit of time, and now you've got homemade apple cider vinegar from the scraps that you would have thrown away anyway.
Wow. So I'm putting the seed in there.
Yep. Oh, I forgot to mention, by your feet, everybody, there's black. You can put any discards that you'd like in these black boxes. They're at the bottom right by your feet, or I'll put it up here so you guys can just use it, have access to it. If you are ready to move on to the next step, you're going to add 1/4 cup of sugar, I believe I said, and you can choose what kind of sugar you want to use. There's white cane sugar, and then also, pardon my reach, this is also turbinado sugar.
What's the difference?
Turbinado sugar is less refined, less processed, so it still contains the molasses in here, which is why it's got this dark color. It doesn't matter which one you use, but you have a choice. There's 2 white sugar canes, and then just the one turbinado right over here.
How much sugar?
I believe it's 1/4 cup, if I could have my recipe somewhere. Huh?
We do half and half. The 2 cups.
Sure, yeah. Again, like we're looking to feed these microbes sugar because we want them to turn the sugar into alcohol so that the next phase can happen when the acetobacter turns the alcohol into the acetic acid and makes it nice and tangy and preserved for years to come. The other thing that's kind of cool about this, guys, once you know how to do this, and it's so easy, like admittedly, right? Like chop up some apples, put some sugar and water in it, let it do its thing. You can do this with any fruit. Any fruit has sugar in it, and that's all we need. we need to feed the microbes sugar. So if you wanted to make blueberry vinegar, you know, swap out the apples for blueberry, blackberry, strawberry vinegar, persimmon vinegar, you name it, you can now create it using this same recipe.
Small town, but it's really, I like it. It's super. Everybody's doing
Yeah,
food.
so here's the deal. If anybody's moved to the process where you're putting the water and the sugar and all of that in there, there are spoons on the table. I actually prefer just putting the lid on the jar and giving a big shake. I found it to be the easiest way to mix the sugar in the water. It's up to you, however you choose.
Just regular water.
This is cool.
You already mixed it all up?
Yeah, I did. I rocked the right baby.
You rock the bye, baby. I always laugh, like, whenever we do these classes and people have to, like, vigorously shake a jar. I'm like, oh, you didn't realize it was also an exercise class. Like, I mean, you thought it was just food. Okay, so was everybody shaking their jar, mixed everything together? We're all good? After you've done that, then you're going to place your fermentation weight on top. And the whole deal with the fermentation weight is we want to try to keep all of the solids below the liquid, right? So make sure that nothing is like...
And they will come up.
They will come up.
If you have smaller ones, you probably.
So what you guys have right now is the start of your apple cider vinegar. I recommend that you take it home in this jar that you have, the gold jar, just for transportation purposes. We don't want it like flying everywhere. But when you get home, everybody please take a, yep, thank you. These are just coffee filters. Just coffee filter, a paper towel, anything like that'll work. These are, there's a couple sets of these all around the table, but make sure you take one home or, you know, use a paper towel or a cloth or a t-shirt or anything like that, because again, we want oxygen to be able to flow through it so that we can get all of this. Okay, pop quiz. What's the name of the positive microbe that turns it from alcohol into vinegar? Starts with an A. Yay! Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, so there's some coffee filters and rubber bands for you guys. I also just want to say a huge thanks to Cepe Groves in general. They were so supportive and they were so excited about all of this. This is the only like fruit-based, what is it? This is the only fruit-based vinegar that they make, the apple cider vinegar. What they do is actually kind of cool. They skip the whole first part of fermentation and they just buy straight wine. And then they inoculate it with Acetobacter, a vinegar mother. And so all of these, like this is their Sassoon Valley Merlot. Who likes Merlot? Anybody? Was that a thumbs up? Was that like a wobbly thumbs up? Here, I'll have you take that home.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. You waiting for some water?
You said something about vinegar, so.
I'm going to put some vinegar in here, but
Okay,
let's put a
so I
little
need
bit,
more water?
yeah, let's put more water in.
Okay.
We want it to be kind of right at that. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Cool.
So it's covering everything.
Yep, so it's covering it. Then this is just a little splash of apple cider vinegar to get it started. You're
Okay.
going to take it, shake it all up, then put your fermentation weight on. All right, so you guys are going to take this home. You're going to have it sit on your counter for how long? 2 weeks. And then what are we going to do after 2 weeks?
Drink it, party.
Option A, drink it and party. But if you wanted to continue to vinegar, what would the next step be? Filter out the solids, exactly. And then you're going to let that liquid sit on your counter undisturbed for another, how long?
3 to 4 weeks.
3 to 4 weeks.
Where's my gift?
I bestow to you a bottle cleaner.
It's my second one.
No, you didn't get the bottle cleaner last time,
I got
did
the
you?
bottle cleaner last time.
Oh, come on.
I missed out on the Merlot.
You missed out on the Merlot. Here, I'll tell you what. I'll send you home with a bottle of Cepe Groves apple cider. No, he needs it. Here, brand new, unopened apple
you
cider
very much.
vinegar. You got it. No, and like a special thanks to you. Ron has been one of my all-star students. I think you've been to every single 10 of 12 classes. Yeah, so like, wow, that is dedication, that's commitment, and I so appreciate each and every one of you guys. Class was, kind of quick and short today because this is kind of a quick and easy thing to do, and I'm just here to show you just how easy it is to do. And you guys are going to go home with the starter batch. In a couple of weeks, it's going to be ready. You can reuse that equipment to make more apple cider vinegar, or now you guys can make any kind of fruit vinegar that you please. Please teach other people about this. Please tell other people about this. This is really, I'm hoping to empower everybody with some skills that will help them take control of what they eat and try to help connect people with each other, connect people to themselves, and connect people to the things that they put in their body. So thank you guys. Yep.
What fruits wouldn't we use or shouldn't we use?
You can use anything, like even tomato. Yeah, for sure, citrus.
What about seeded things like those ground?
Pomegranates?
Yeah, pomegranates.
I hope you make some. I want to taste some. That sounds delicious. Yeah, no, literally any fruit that's got a sugar, you can follow this same basic recipe. Fill your jar up about 3/4 of the way with the fruit, add 1/4 a cup of sugar and water. As a reminder, you guys don't need that splash of apple cider vinegar, but because again, it's like around in our air everywhere, but I'm all about like 100% ferments all the time, so I just want to make sure we were going to get you guys to where you needed to go. So, yeah.
What's like a morning cocktail of apple cider vinegar? Like, what's the amount of apple cider vinegar that you would suggest for like morning digestion cocktail?
Like
Stands out.
so you can, okay. So I would do like an ounce of apple cider vinegar, a little splash of honey, and if you want a little splash of sparkling water, that'll start your day off real good. Merlot, the Merlot vinegar, put a little. But again, right? There's no alcohol in it because it all got converted to acetic acid. Okay. Hey, you guys have been excellent. Thank you so much. I do ask that before you leave, if everyone could take their aprons and tie them in a bow like this. It actually helps immensely with the washing of the aprons. Otherwise, the ties get tangled everywhere and it's kind of a mess. This does conclude our summer series inaugural classes. I'm so bummed that it's over, but stay tuned for future classes. I'm also starting to do private events and also corporate events. This has been a great team building exercise. I've worked with like the Benicia Moms group and some other groups around town. So if you guys ever have any desire to throw a party and want something unique and interesting that's not been done before, contact me and I'd love to help make your fermenting dreams come true. Thank you guys, I appreciate it.